It's the weekend, and you've just rented a sweet ride for a little getaway with your friends. You're all excited to take a trip and glad to have the convenience of a rental. But are you sure you're fully covered in case of an accident? Rental car insurance can be a confusing and frustrating labyrinth of choices, and people often end up either paying way too much or having risky gaps in their coverage. I'm Justin, your informed citizen, and I'm here to make sure you are covered. Not too long ago, I needed to rent a car, and when I arrived at the rental car counter to pick it up, I was bombarded with a slew of options. Loss damage waiver, liability insurance, personal accidents insurance, personal effects coverage. Huh? What are all these types of coverage? The rental car agent was pretty persuasive, so I ended up walking out with tons of coverage that later I learned I didn't really need. So before you ever step foot inside a rental office and talk to the charming agent, you need to know what kind of coverage you already have by making 2 phone calls. If you already have auto insurance, call your agent. In most cases, the coverage you have for your personal automobile also covers for your rental too. Second, call the credit card company of the card you're going to use to charge the car on. Did you know that most cards have some kind of coverage for rentals? I had no idea. The amount and type of coverage varies from card to card, so just call the number on the back and find out what they have. Okay, now when you arrive at the rental office, you'll be given several choices of insurance to purchase. These may vary slightly from state to state, but in general, you'll be offered... First is loss damage waiver, also called collision damage waiver. This is to cover you in case the car is damaged or stolen. There's a good chance you don't need to buy this if you already have your own auto insurance or if your credit card covers it. But you should know that many rental companies now charge various fees after an accident. These can really add up, but the loss damage waiver will cover these. Second is liability insurance. This provides financial protection from lawsuits if you're sued because of an accident involving your own rental. But keep in mind you may already have this through your own auto insurance. By the way, if you don't own your own car and you rent a lot, you can get something called non-owner liability, which gives you extra protection every time you rent or when you borrow someone else's car. Next, there's personal accidents insurance that covers you and your passengers for medical and ambulance bills. Now, you may not need this if you have pretty good health insurance or your auto insurance covers your medical bills, but you should check just to be sure. And the final type of insurance you'll be offered is called personal effects coverage. This protects your stuff from theft if it's stolen from your rental car. You should already be covered for this if you have a homeowner's or renter's insurance policy. Which you should have if you saw my first video. Bottom line, buying insurance at the rental car counter means more profit for the company, so they want you to buy a lot. I'm not saying don't get any coverage, because Lord knows you need to protect yourself against financial ruin. Just be sure you don't duplicate any coverage you already have. You should also know that some companies run credit checks and can deny you a rental based on your score. Finally, some rental car companies won't rent to anyone under 25 years old, and even if they do, there's usually an added charge.
Aw, man!
Do your homework and know what coverage you need and what you don't need before you rent. And remember, driving safe is the best protection of all. Shorna, let's ride!